Last night's Game of Thrones was amazing. I won't give it all of it away because I know some people don't have Sky Atlantic and are waiting for it to come out on DVD. But out of the whole episode last night, the most enthralling, exciting scene was the scene with Arya Stark. She's the young girl who is training to become an assassin. So last night she gets herself involved in this brothel with this nasty piece of work, and basically he's a soldier or some sort of knight. We know about these knights, don't we? These people who get knighted anyway. And he has three of these girls, and he's abusing them basically, and he's getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. Anyway, he's picked on the wrong one, so she basically reveals herself, and she mutilates him, absolutely mutilates him. And to tell you the truth, I absolutely loved it, me, because I think that's one thing that unites everybody. We despise people who harm and abuse kids, and I got a lot of enjoyment out of that scene last night. There's something deep within me that sort of really wants to sort of lash out at these people, because these people do exist. We're not just talking about the fictional world now. We're not just talking about what we see on TV, like the Game of Thrones. We're talking about reality, because I think there's about 261 government officials in different roles that are being investigated right now. They say it's going to take 8 years, but they know who they are, and they need to be dealt with. I mean, obviously the main one at the moment is Lord Janner. They're saying that he's got dementia, so he can't be investigated, but he's still signing in and getting 300 quid a day at the House of Commons. So there's something not right at all. I mean, for years I've been talking about these kind of people, these paedophiles that are at the top of our society, and a lot of people have thought, been saying, you're a crank, mate. They won't have it at all. What I've come to understand is that people are in deep denial about the actual truth about this society, and who's calling the shots and who's determining the culture. You don't even have to do too much research, really. All you need to do is be able to spot a wrong un. And I'm pretty good at it, to be honest with you. And a lot of women are too. How many women out there? Some questions to you guys. When you meet a guy that gives you the creeps, and you just think there's a wrong in him, where your instinct just kicks in. Well, you don't even have to be able to have it. Well, instincts are important, but just look at some of these people. Look at Montella. Just look at them and go, wrong un. Absolute wrong un. Look at the face. Loads of them about. A lot of them are Tories, but they're not all Tories. Obviously, some of them are Labour and other politicians and what have you. But they all seem to come from a particular kind of environment. Etonian types, highly elite people, and they're a product of, the worst thing about British society and British rule and imperialism, and this boarding school mentality and this hierarchical ruthlessness, order following, abusive kind of psychology, which that manifests in our society. I mean, out of all the different countries around at the moment, there isn't another country on this planet right now with such a high volume of officials that are being investigated for sex crimes and paedophilia. I know America is equally a horrible country in terms of what's going on, but you can't say that of America in terms of the large numbers of this kind of sex paedophilia phenomenon. Look right across Europe, it's not the same. Britain is the hive of this kind of behaviour, and it stems upon, it manifests itself through our attitude towards, the most vulnerable people, whether it be children, teenagers, the elderly, the mentally ill. There is something about our, the culture which we've been been brought up in, which, this kind of children should be seen and not heard. But at its most evil kind of, its most evilest form is right at the top. It goes all the way up, and we don't know everything, but I'm sure that it's all going to come out. But they need to be dealt with, these people. And last night, Arya Stark dealt with them in the roughest, most vilest way. So, whether that's right or wrong, I don't give a shit. Fact is, I enjoyed it, and it was karma.